Grinding is dumb. I can't stress this enough. I can't make it any clearer. In this video, I'm going to show you how I took my business from multiple 7 figures to over 8 figures while doing significantly less. And the reason for this is because in entrepreneurship, there's some honor in martyrdom. There's some honor in overexerting yourself and doing the grind. This is silly because if you look in the gym, there's plenty of people that go there 7 days a week and look like absolute garbage. And there's plenty of people out there that go to the gym 3 days a week, work out 30 to 45 minutes, and look like Greek gods. That's because they are doing the correct things. They are resting correctly. They are healing correctly. They are doing the things that allow them to maximize their leverage in a gym. And this applies to entrepreneurship. If you're grinding, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make poor decisions. You're going to miss obvious opportunities. And most importantly, your work isn't going to be very efficient. And that's the opposite of leverage. So we need to talk about this because if you operate in this way, if you're one of the people posting on Facebook, I grinded today, look all the shit I did, you're doing the opposite of the result you want. Here's how to fix it. So first and foremost, yes, Super Smash Bros. Is playing in the background. I don't have time to make a face video because I'm way in the trenches with clients at Hyros and perfecting true tracking, so I can't do that right now. However, I think this is important because like I said before, by doing this, my business went from multiple 7 figures to 8 figures. So it's pretty dang neat to me. And on top of this, some guy last video said I quit playing Super Smash Bros. Because I sucked. How dare you? Look at me go as Bowser. I'm quite the Koopa. Quite the Koopa. So ha. Anyways, look, you need to stop grinding. It's just not going to get you good results in your business. And here's the 4 reasons why you need to stop doing this and how to fix this. So look, every single day I log into Facebook, there's people traveling around, speaking on stage, working on 8 different businesses, working 12 hours a day. It's complete nonsense. I'm not saying don't work. You shouldn't not work. I'm saying that grinding for the sake of grinding for a Facebook post is extremely stupid. There are plenty of people that make over $10 million a year that work 4 hours a week. There's no connection between your work time and how much money you make. There's a connection between having a horrible business and grinding. There's a massive connection. Look, the first thing you need to understand is it just doesn't work because your brain has limited intelligence. You have limited willpower. You have limited creativity. All the things that make you extremely effective have a time cap on them. There's specific chemicals in your head that when you wake up in the morning or when you get to work, you only have about 4 hours of maximum you time. It doesn't matter if you work 12 hours a day. It doesn't matter if you work 18. After those first 4 hours, you're just going to become dumb. So what happens is a lot of people, they're working on so many things, they're doing so many things, and they're grinding so hard that their work passes and their important work passes past that 4-hour point. And so they end up doing a lot of dumb important work. This leads to overexertion. And when you overexert yourself and you're doing dumb work, your work is going to be dumb. It's just not going to be correct. You're going to have to go back and redo it, or you're just going to work on a lot of projects that don't need to be worked on. And as you do this, it's very hard to grow a business from poor work. It's very hard to do this to grow a business from poor decisions. So just understand that. When you wake up in the morning, you should put your most important stuff in the first 4 hours. And if you need to stop at that point, there's nothing else to work on, you should just stop. Just stop. Going and traveling, going and speaking on stage, going and networking, doing excessive things is silly. For reason number 2, you need to understand that 80% of your results are going to come from 1 or 2 things. For example, in my business, I cut out almost everything. I cut out social media. I cut out going around speaking. I cut out networking. I cut out doing basically anything except working on my advertising and working on our software. Now I just work on our software. That's all I do. My business almost quadrupled. There's no point in working for the sake of work. And you should always resist moving on to something else because you can only do so many things in the first place, and 20% of the things you do are going to get you results. So just cutting out 80% of what you're doing and only focusing on those 20% of things can actually get you more results than doing everything. And every new project you start, every new commitment you make, everything you add onto your plate lowers the quality of that 20%. So just stop. I'm not saying don't pull a 12-hour day. I'm not saying stop working. But when the things you're working on are there just to fill your time, you feel like you're not being productive, you're probably doing something wrong. So just stop. Take a step back because with point number 3, being a CEO is far more about thinking right and making the right decisions. Truly think about your results anywhere you are in life. My results in my business has really come down to 4 or 5 decisions. I can't imagine how many decisions I've missed through grinding. So if you don't have anything to do, go study, go learn, go become a better thinker. Because there's plenty of people that work 100-hour weeks and don't make much money. There's a lot of people out there that work 40 to 60 hours a week that make oodles and strudels of money. That's because they make the right decisions. They know how to build the right team. They know how to build a company the right way. For the longest time, I built companies through grinding. The teams weren't good. The infrastructure wasn't good. It wasn't managed well. It didn't have high leverage, and so I had to work and work and work. I wasn't making the right decisions. I wasn't thinking well. And that's exactly why you need to stop. Take a weekend off. Go on a week vacation every quarter. As a CEO, you're playing chess. You're not in a one-on-one fight, so you need to back up. You need to be able to manage and build your moves to all work together in an overall strategized plan. It isn't about going out there and doing 80 hours a week. It's about having a strategy and sticking to it and planning your strategy in a way that's going to give you maximum leverage. And the final reason why you need to stop doing this, and I see this is why so many people stop entrepreneurship, is they don't love it anymore. It's so impossible. If you picked your favorite thing to do and you did it for 12 hours every single day, you'd stop being in love with it and you'd stop seeing the big picture. It's so important that you stop for a while. It's so important that you rest. It's so important that you go and take care of yourself and stop grinding. Because when you're not in love with it, you're not going to do good work. No one becomes good at basketball when they hate playing basketball. No one's going to be the best at it. You got to take time off to love it. And you can't really work on your game or see the mistakes you're making until you stop playing the game for a second. You need to back up. You need to watch your replays. You need to see what you're doing. I wanted to make this video real quick because I always see people on Facebook and Instagram talking about the grind and beating the shit out of themselves. I see people, and I'm not going to name specific names of entrepreneurs, cussing and screaming and saying, "Oh, you suck. Why aren't you working 40 hours a day?" And it's just nonsense. I'm going to tell you to just stop. You don't need to do it. You should have a work schedule. I work 10 to 12 hours a day, but I'm not grinding. I'm doing the stuff that needs to get done, and then I don't do anymore. If someone invites me to speak at a conference, I just don't even respond. If someone asks me on their podcast, I don't do it. Because I'm doing this stuff and I'm not going to grind and add that 80% stuff that's going to get me 20% of my results. I'm just going to focus on that 20% for 10, 12 hours. So stop grinding. Just don't do it. I'll see you in the next video.